All right, let's do it to it. What's the screen I need? That's the screen I need. Hello everyone, Soul Commodore back at you again. Hey Mio, welcome on in. I'll show off art and talk a bit first, so I suppose I'll lurk later. Rarely catch on my own without the help of Gage because I'm just bad with Twitch. I mean, that's fair. That is fair. I'm not on Twitch watching other people's streams as much as I used to either. Just life gets busy. It used to be that I had a job that wasn't particularly busy, so I could just watch through that. But hey, But welcome on in. I hope you're having a good day. And yeah, feel free to share your work. So today was supposed to be, we're going to finish this painting, like start to finish. However, plans changed a bit because some like real life stuff that I had to take care of. Nothing bad, but stuff that I had to take care of took a bit longer than I expected. So now we're going to try, instead of getting all 3 faces done, we're going to try and get 2 faces done. Partially because I haven't actually finished sketching out the 3rd face. So maybe, depending on our timing, if we get the 2 faces done on here, maybe we'll finish stream with sketching the 3rd face. Maybe. We'll see. I'm not going to make any promises. But the goal is to at least get 2 faces, get 1 face done, and maybe start the other one, maybe finish it. That's the play. That's the play. I'm having an okay day. Thanks. Hope yours is all right. Thank you. Yeah, no, it was a bit stressful to start, but it's better now. So, but yeah, I'm glad you're having an okay day. All right. So, first things first is we have to cut this figure out. So we'll get started on that while we look at. Here, have a silly thing. Hey, I like that. Haha, nice. Juice. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, let me share this with the class. And if you haven't seen my fake manga cover, I can show that too, but it does have some blood themes, so I'll just make that share with some. Oh, fair enough. Thank you for the heads up for people in the chat that may not want to see blood and everything, but let's. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. I love the very sparse coloring with the shading and everything. Also, yeah, it's just a silly little thing. I like that. Very well done. Also, I really love the word mark here. That's also very fun. Nice job. Well done, Mio. I love how these fingers are too. And the infinity ring, I like that. Oh, both of them have it. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. I like that a lot. Now let me get off the sharing screen, and then I'll take a look at the other one. They're married. Hey, fair enough. Married? That's also fair. All right, let's take a look at this other one. Now that my screen's off screen. I like that too. Blood Lotus. I don't think I've ever seen anything so shiny and sparkly that had that amount of blood in it. And it's not like an exorbitant amount of blood or anything. Just it's a fun little marriage between 2 things that you wouldn't necessarily think would go together, but it works well. It works well. I also like how a magazine cover, like it's almost like the old magazine covers that didn't have all the text on it, like explaining what the stories were and the features. It was just like, here's the price, here's the title of the mag, There you go. And the tears on the barcode are a nice touch. I like that too. It's a long story. Yeah, it is. It is blended well. It is blended very well. Well done. Really wanted to do it like '90s style. Even did a pretty soft piece with those same characters. Nice, nice. Yeah, there's a good amount of nostalgia with those '90s era magazines. And I feel like your piece captures the essence of that. Hope you all get some ASMR triggers from the sound of scissors cutting paper. Although I have a feeling that everything's a little bit too loud to trigger any tingles. All right, there's one strip done. One more to go. Well, we only have to cut three more, but it's, this paper does not. In all honesty, I could have probably done this before stream, but I didn't. So here we are. Oh, another one. This is the piece that I really wanted to come off like the old watercolor style from '90s manga I adored. There's no CW on it, but I didn't want to make you change screen stuff. Hey, first of all, you're not being selfish. I love it when people share their work. This is at the core of it. This is an art stream, right? And I love seeing what other people are working on. So it's not selfish at all. I mean, I can show this on screen if you like. I don't mind. That's very cute. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. I also love your signature and the little figure that's in the signature. That's fun. I don't know how I never noticed that before, but I really like that. Well done, Mio. I like that a lot. Also, really, I think you really captured the watercolor effect of it. Like that's the vibe I'm getting, most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, well done. Well done. All right. That's up to you if you want to share it on screen. I've been practicing many techniques to get better at being actively creative. Fair. Well, yeah, I am gonna show it on screen. Oh, wait. That's my Discord. Whoop. Wrong scene. There we go. Let me switch back to the tab. There we go. I saw that I had a notification on Discord, and I was like, "Oh, what happened?" It was it was my own. It was the bot that Gage set up to tell everyone that I'm streaming. There we go. Yeah, that is fantastic. And yeah, practicing techniques to get better at being actively creative is a great plan. But yeah, I love this signature. That's fantastic. But yeah, the eyes are really well done. Like the little heart detail, and then this the heart details here, and then that. You know, and the way that they're looking at the camera adds some tension, or looking at the viewer really. Um, yeah, very well done. Like, what are you guys doing looking at this? We're trying to have a moment here. There we go. The good old ping yourself bot? Yeah, exactly. Of course, of course. Yeah, very well done. I am quite fond of your work, I must say. All right, let me put the camera down a bit so you can actually see me, like what I'm doing. It's fun. I've been doing streams since 2021, and you'd think by now I would know like the layout of my scenes, like where they are, and that I would know what's up on the other screens if I'm like sharing my like sharing my website screen or something like that, like the internet screen. Um, you would think I would have a handle on all that already, but much like me being a grown man and still every once and again biting my lip, or not biting my lip, biting the inside of my cheek or biting my tongue by accident, um, I still don't. At least I didn't dox myself this time. Ah, you're very proud of your signature. You put it on your business cards. Nice, nice. As you should. Speaking of Discord, once I'm finished cutting this, I should put that pin back up. There's been a couple of times in the past that I've accidentally shown my address on stream, very briefly. But um, how's Discord going? It's going good. Um, I'm not, to be honest, like I'm not on Discord all that often anyway. But for what I use it for, it's been good. It's been good. You won't join, but I do care about your community you have here. Hey, hey, no problem, no problem. I'm glad that you asked. Okay, I gotta get that. I gotta get that link. Oh no, it's not. I need direct messages. But yeah, we're at 9 members right now, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy if anybody has anything to do with me. You know. There we go. I am a rare poster. Yeah, me too. Me too. It's been a long time coming. But I'm glad I finally had a space too. Uh, Definitely all thanks to Gage. I'm not sure I would have done it without his influence. Um, but it's very wholesome in there. It is. It is. I think the most active board on there has been I think the pet tax actually. Gage is a saint and organizes things so well. Yeah, yeah. I wish I had that knack, but I most definitely do not. Well, I'm very selectively organized. If we're being honest, I'm very selectively organized. Um, Let me switch screens so y'all can actually see what it is I'm doing here. There we go. Your backwards S is broken. There. Well, it's the British spelling. You know, that's what it is. They never use the backwards S. Or take. So what we're doing right now is we are simply, come on, we're simply pinning up some carbon transfer paper because we're going to basically trace the sketches that we've done before of these figures onto the canvas. And then basically we're going to paint what it is that we transfer. Haha, there you go, you fixed it. Nice. Beautiful. But the first step, of course, is to actually affix the carbon transfer paper, and then we're going to take our first strip, which is this one here. Basically going to line that up. So is this for anything in particular? Oh, just like the other one that I was doing, this is going to be for my exhibition that I've titled Anybody But Myself. It's not, it hasn't been accepted anywhere or anything yet, but the plan is to exhibit this work somewhere once the entire show is, once I've created everything for it. I wrote a grant to actually cover the expenses of this show, so hopefully I get that. If not, I mean, the show will go on. It just is going to take a little longer, but yeah. Anybody but myself. So the basic conceit of the show is, I think that it's a pretty universal experience to not feel comfortable with who we are inside. I think a lot of people struggle with that. Everybody code switches. Everybody is different people to different people. Like I'm a different person to my wife than I am to my siblings, right? Or to my best friends, or to my parents, to her parents, right? Like we all have different shades of ourselves. There's always, I think all of us have experienced a time in our life where we wished that we were someone else, you know, because we don't like some aspect of ourselves. Um, you know, we see something as a flaw, and you know, stuff like that. Exactly, like masking. And it's funny you say that because the pieces, the drawings that we've been doing, where the faces are all distorted, um, the drawings that we've been doing, as well as these paintings, are going to go in what I call the masking section of the show, which is, you know, the different masks we put on to basically be anybody but ourselves. Thank you, thank you. And the idea for the show actually came after I did The Quiet Part Out Loud, and I said that I wasn't going to do any sort of art or anything for a while because that show really took it out of me. Um, it was just a very emotionally draining experience, as great an experience as it was. Um, but I said, like, I'm not going to do anything for a while. Um, but I was walking around listening to Kendrick Lamar's album Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and he has a song on there called um, "Mother I Sober," and basically the conceit of the song is him going through all the tribulations that he's had in his personal life and his own faults and failings. And there are two lines that he says, like, uh, "You ain't felt grief until you felt it sober, and you ain't felt excuse me, you ain't felt guilt till you felt it sober." And then the chorus is sung by Beth Gibbons, who's famously from the band Portishead, and she sang, "I wish I was somebody, anybody but myself," and that's the chorus of the song. And I was like, God damn, that would be a fantastic idea for a show, because damn it if I haven't felt that way in my life plenty of times, wishing that I was somebody else. Um, and then this kind of all just came out of that, you know. So yeah, that's kind of the origin story of this work, this body of work that we're working on. Well, that's the edge of the hair, right? Yes. I forgot to do all the shading on the sleeves. Oh well, we'll do that in a minute. So basically what we got to do now is we got to just press hard with a pen or some other like blunt instrument. If you don't have a pen, you can use something else. And we're just going to trace over the line work that we put in, just like so. And this should transfer over to the paper. That's beautiful. I'm over here like, pinks don't let me get me as powerful, but it's very much more about Hollywood and media. Kendrick is a bit more personal. Yeah, yeah, but that's all right. It's all, it can all be powerful. Yeah, don't let me get me is powerful in its own right. I would agree with that statement. I'm being loosey goosey with the hair up here because it's all kind of frizzing off anyway, so this doesn't have to be exact. This part of it, I'll make it more exact once I start painting it actually. So next, raise your glasses a lot better from pink, but I can talk about white people music all day. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I will say that was one aspect of our wedding that was very fun. Was I finally got a chance to showcase to my wife's family as a whole, the kind of music that I grew up listening to. You know, the old school R&B, funk, soul, all that stuff, all that good stuff. I remember at one point, this thing's in whiny. At one point, because we made our own playlist because we weren't about to pay for a DJ and everything we wanted to listen to was on Spotify anyway. So we just made our own a wedding playlist for the reception. So we just kind of played through that. And at one point, one of the songs I put on was Machine Gun by the Commodores, because Commodores are my favorite band, and I was like, well, we're going to have this song in it. And at one point, my father-in-law came over. It was like, hey, this is a great song. And I was like, isn't it? But no one ever listens. No one ever hears Machine Gun, because they never play it anywhere. But yeah, it is a great song. And then I think right after that was the Daz Band's Let It Whip, which is another great song that doesn't really get a whole lot of airplay. I mean, it was put out in the 70s, so of course, but, you know. It's not used in a whole lot of movies or anything, which is how, like, a lot of this old music is not used in, like, TikToks or anything like that, which is how a lot of this old music gets a resurgence. I mean, just look at Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill, you know, for a recent example. But everyone's just sitting there grooving to all this music, and I'm like, see, I told y'all. I told y'all. Oh my god, is this music? Alright, so let's should have done this earlier, but oh well. Gotta. Yeah, some older gen songs keep popping up, and I get so surprised because like I haven't heard this since I was in the car at age 4. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I should have done this earlier, but there's no time like the present, really. Well, thank you for sharing your stuff with me and streamings. It's about noon where I'm at now, so I do have to take care of pups. Ah, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Hey, well, thank you for the lurk. I do appreciate it, and thank you for coming in and chatting and sharing your work. Thank you very much. Always good to see you, Mio, and of course because you're lurking. I always feel like somebody's watching me. I hope you have a great rest of your day and have fun taking care of the pups. All right. Yeah, thanks for coming in and thanks for showing your art again. That's always it's always a treat. Always a treat. Hey, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Give them a treat in my name. And yes, I'll have a good rest of the day. Thank you. All right. So what I'm basically drawing in now is a bunch of wrinkles in the fabric and all that that I should have taken care of before I actually pinned this up, but I didn't. So we're taking care of it now because that's what you do, you know? Now, thankfully, we don't have to be super exact with this because it's not the most important part of the piece. But still gotta include it, you know? Gotta hope that it is in fact transferring, which I believe it is. Now there is tape here, but that's okay because as long as you're pressing down, it'll transfer. As long as you're pressing down hard enough, it will transfer even if there's tape there. It doesn't have to be just on the paper. Okay. Now let's see if that all transferred. Hopefully it did. Fingers crossed. First, we got to get this piece actually off the transfer paper. Very carefully, because I don't want to tear it. And let's see if it actually transferred or if we need to do it again. It transferred pretty good, actually. It's not perfect, but I don't think it'll show up on camera, but it actually transferred pretty good. So we'll do one more, and then I'll actually start painting so that we actually get some painting in here. This figure is going in the blue stripes. We try to line it up as best as we can with the actual edge of blue. That piece ripped. This is a bit of a tedious process, but it's all right. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of a tedium now and then. All right, so the next piece of the face is this one. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to try our best to match this up. And then just kind of bring it over. And match it to about the same height that the previous one was at. And then tape it in place. It's pretty safe to tape it in this area here because this is all going to be painted black. Just going to tape that down. Same down here. And now we get back to it. Now, because these facial features are really like important, I'm going to be pressing down extra hard on this part, just to make definitely sure that we actually have what we need. Like, depending on the piece, sometimes it's even best to like basically like almost rip through the paper. Obviously try not to, if you're doing this, try not to rip through the paper, because that can come with its own issues. But you basically want to be pressing down hard enough to indent the paper, if not rip all the way through it. And I would suggest that if you have trouble keeping track of what you've already done, try to just go box by box. If you're doing the same technique, rather than jumping all over the place. Now from what I found from the last time I did this, I can generally remember what it is that I've already sketched out, so it's not as big a deal. But right now we're going to be working on on all the details around the eye and everything. And the eyebrow. Right. Now, shading. And even though the sketch is a sketch, depending on like how realistic you want it to look, like you do have to put in a fair amount of detail still. Again, if you're doing this technique like I am, right? If you're doing a completely different technique, you can have as much detail or as little detail as you like. But this tape does not like to stick on this canvas, which makes sense. I mean, it's painter's tape, right? You want it to stick, but also peel off easy, but I don't want it to peel off easy yet. Yeah, we're basically just following the guidelines that we already drew in. Which much like storyboarding like a movie, right? You want to, whatever amount of detail you put in is what you're going to get at the end, right? So if you need a lot of detail, if you don't put it in at the beginning, you're going to run into some trouble. It actually comes to actually drawing everything in. But if you don't feel you need a lot of detail and then you don't put a lot of detail in, then that's fine too. For the effect that I want to capture, I still needed a fair amount of detail. So that's what I put in. Okay. Now this is just kind of some shading here coming off the lip. Edge of that lip now. Okay. Now in here, there's some little edge stuff going on here that we need to take care of. There we go. And now just before I finish this, is there any part of this that I didn't really fill in? A little bit. Too much. Okay, so that's the second strip done. So I'll just pull this off carefully so as not to rip anything. I'll take the carbon paper off. See how we did. Ah, that was much better. So you can kind of see some of the like there's the eye, eyebrow, all that kind of stuff. But for that reason, I'm actually gonna start, because you guys can't really see this part of the process. And again, this is something that I should have done ahead of time, really. If I'm being completely honest. So because of that, I'm actually going to do some painting on these first two strips. Start painting stuff in. First, we're going to need our painter's tape and get as close to this line as possible. Line isn't perfectly straight because when I painted these in the first time, the painter's tape wasn't always perfectly straight, but that's okay. Need to have a few things askew in your life sometimes. I'm gonna go prep this one now. Now the border between the green and blue is gonna be, because like they're very different colors, but they are like the same temperature, so it can be kind of difficult to. Same with on the last one, the difference between the brown and the blue. It was sometimes a little difficult to catch the border between the two, but. I think we figured it out. And now the blue and the yellow, which is much easier. They're very different tones and very different temperature. There we go. Okay. So now that's in place. We're gonna grab our palette. I love these palettes. I love because they're just records, you know. Right. And I'm just gonna wash off the brushes that I need. There's one. And where's the other one? There it is. Man, this is an old chair that I'm sitting in. I got this chair from Sport Check. It was one of the chairs that they had in the back for like the computers and all that they were getting rid of. And they didn't want to bring it to another store, so I was like, well, I'll take it. Why not? Okay. Now there is one section of this that I am going to alter a little bit, and it's right here. This is pretty far off the edge of the painting, like the borderline. So what I'm gonna do actually is I'm just gonna like shift this stuff over a little bit, ever so slightly. Yeah, y'all can see that. And then basically, oh, I forgot to actually pin this up. Oh. Well, I didn't mean to do that. But I'm pretty sure that's gonna be painted anyway, so we'll just leave that for now. Instead of trying to paint over it. That's fine. Then we're gonna get a bunch of this paint off the brush. Much like last time, if you caught any of the streams we did doing the other painting in this manner. Just gonna catch the edge of the eyebrow just like so. There we go. And now I'm gonna fill in the rest of the hair. All right. It's a very slow and steady type of process. But the end result is worth it. Based on the results from the previous painting. Okay. Okay. Here, where this dark part all kind of lines up and meets up. Kind of see where things are laying here. Right. I always find hair very challenging, personally. But the challenge is part of the fun, you know? Just kind of adding my own little thing there. Thing there. Hey, good bot, Siri bot. Good bot. Got no time for spammers today. Bit more paint on the brush for that. Okay. Okay. And now there's like a darker strand of hair that comes this way, and kind of down. A couple more that branch off of there and come up. This doesn't have to be super exact, so I'm not spending too much time making sure that it's perfect, but I still want to kind of get it right, you know? I also don't have one of those like super fine brushes that do hair really well. I don't have one of those. So kind of just doing what I can. But again, the hair isn't the focus of this particular figure or this piece, so if it's not perfect, that's okay. Not the whole point of it anyway. So next. Let me one piece. This is the piece I need. And take a look at it. Yeah, this kind of just comes down straight here. Cool. Same as we did with the other piece, we're just gonna kind of very little paint on the brush. Just gonna lay this stuff in. Now, a lot of this is going to be covered up by a good amount of hair. But the reason I'm laying this in now is because it's a lot easier to paint in the hair over top of this than to try and lay the hair in, or try to lay this in with the hair already painted. Especially if we like how the hair went and we don't want to screw it up. again, we're going to have very little paint on the brush. Start laying all of these wrinkles in. We don't have to be super careful with this, but I'm trying to get it as accurate as possible, really. Hopefully, y'all can see this kind of taking shape and see how it's going to end up being. Sometimes it can be hard because like I know what it's going to look like, or at least I know what I'm hoping it's going to look like, right? But you guys as viewers are kind of left in the dark until everything kind of comes together. But hopefully you see the vision a little bit. Yeah, a lot of this is just very, very light paint on the brush. Like barely any at all. Where does that link up? Oh, that comes over here. Sure, like that. There we go. That's starting to look like some good wrinkling there. I think. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Okay, now we're gonna come back down here. Start filling in more of this. Okay. Now all up and down this corridor. It's basically shaded in. Up here is where a lot of this is behind the hair. Use a little bit of the darker paint here. Kind of define that line a little bit more. Here we go. That's better. Okay. Now up here. Excuse that noise. It's just the canvas bumping up against the wall. Next up, right up here. Using very little actual paint on the brush. Come in here. Link that wrinkle up all the way down there. Okay, so now a lot of this that we just worked on is going to get covered up by hair. But that's okay, because we just laid the groundwork for a bunch of stuff. We just get to go over it a little. Again, I'm not being too overly cautious with this in terms of, you know, where things end up. Just kind of using the reference image as a rough estimate. Because there's a lot of hair in this area, so all just kind of going all sort of which ways. Just like that. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. now we just got strands of hair that we got to do up here. But that's no problem. So for these, I need a little bit more paint on the brush. Like I said, I don't have one of those like super fine brushes that really get you really fine lines for hair and stuff. So we're making do. And I think it's working. And a lot of this is all about the illusion, right? Because of course we're not going to paint every single strand of hair. That would be insanity. That's for those hyper realists, those painters to do. So really what we're doing here is just kind of suggesting that there are a lot more hairs than there are. Which can be a tedious process, but that's okay. Sometimes the things that are worth doing are worth taking the time to do. Okay, just a few more. There we go. Okay, so now with that done, we're going to move on to this stripe. And I've got a bit of a... Hey, Gage, welcome on in. How are you? How's it going? Where do we want to start on this one? Maybe we'll start with this big block of this black right here. There's not too much going on there. Setting up for work, so I got alert, but I wanted to pop by first. Hey, no worries, no worries. Thank you for stopping on in. Always good to see you. I was actually just about to. I like this photo you're referencing. She's got a good face. I can see why you picked it. Yeah, yeah. This is one of my friends from university. Who I reached out to say, hey, do you want to be in a piece? Two, do you have a photo of yourself that you really like? And this is the one she gave me, so I was like, perfect. Wish you could stay, but you gotta run. Hey, no worries, Gage. Thanks for stopping in. Always a pleasure to see you, even no matter how brief it is. I don't know what it is about that playlist, but it doesn't have as many songs that just grab me. Yeah, enjoy your work. I if you're doing what I think you're doing, I may see you sooner than I expected, just because I've got a bit of a headache starting, and it's one of them. I don't know if you all know this, but I sometimes get cluster headaches. So I kind of feel like one of those is starting, but we'll press on for now at least. We'll see where we are at like the 2 hour mark, and then judge from there. Maybe what we'll do is we'll finish this panel, and then we'll see where we're at, see where we stand. terms of how I'm feeling. I just want to check something. Where's the middle piece? There it is. Yeah, that's where the chin ends. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so now let's do the top here. Really finish off framing the face. Once again, I apologize because I'm not doing a whole lot of talking. It's just because what tends to happen is I get focused and then forget that you're streaming, man. You gotta talk. Right. So I'm gonna switch brushes. Go to work on this eye and the surrounding area. We grab some water. All right. Paint dripped on my pants. Thankfully, my pants are black, and paint is black, and it's acrylic paint, which I've said it before. I'll say it again. You just get some rubbing alcohol, put it on the spot that has the paint on it, let it sit for a while, and then you generally can wash the paint out. All right, I'm gonna bring this closer. Some really fine stuff in here. Which isn't really any different than the other ones we've done, but it always makes me a little bit nervous. because in the eye here is very, very tight quarters. All right, we've got a we got a pupil and an iris. All right. I don't want that to be as dark as it is, but not too bad, but kind of lighten it up a little. I'm just taking a rag, dampening it a bit, and then just kind of rubbing away the parts you don't want as dark, just like so. And then going in and taking more paint off your brush. A lot of people don't consider that eyes can have like shadows on them, but they do. There's depth to them. There's shadowy areas. Sometimes people forget about that. They aren't just perfectly white. There we go. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the eyebrow, and then I think I might actually call it a stream because this headache is coming on strong now. That's another reason why I've been a little bit quieter than I usually am in the last 10 minutes or so. But we'll fill in this eyebrow. Very least. Okay. So there we go, we got an eyebrow. And we've got the eye completed. Which I'll bring you guys in a little on that. There we go. See, it's nothing but pigment and shading. Good stuff. There's all the shading we did down here. And all the strands of hair, so yeah. So I apologize that we're cutting this a lot shorter than I meant to, but I gotta go lay down because this headache is coming on strong. But thank you all for joining me. I think I might stream tomorrow morning, and if not, we'll be picking up where we left off on here. Well, maybe not right here because I might do some more painting on this tomorrow. But we'll be picking back up on this on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll be working on this again. We'll either be working on this same face but in a different stripe, or we'll be working on the face that's going into the yellow. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, once again, sorry that we're running. We're cutting this a little short, but because I was gonna basically go until it was almost done, but yeah, no, I need to go lay down. But let's go see if the person I think is streaming is actually streaming. Let's go see. They are. Yes, indeed. We're gonna go say hi to Gage. Let me just type that in. Raid. There we go. Intended for mature audiences, so remember, be mature. But yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend. If I do stream tomorrow, it'll be Undertale tomorrow morning, like around 10 or 11 a.m. Check out Blue Sky and Discord for the update on that. And yeah, so that I don't have to keep switching between the two. There we go. But yeah, check out Discord and Blue Sky to see if I do stream tomorrow. And if I don't stream tomorrow, we'll be working on art, like I said, at 6 p.m. Eastern on Monday, and we'll be working on this piece again. Probably not this stripe again, but we'll be working on this piece. All right. So take it easy, everybody. We're gonna go say hi to Gage, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Take it easy, everybody, and pray that this headache goes away. Nah, I'm joking. I'll be fine. But yeah, take it easy, everyone.